So if you're new to the channel, or you haven't seen it yet, on my main page I have a video called Welcome to the Channel, which gives an overview of everything I'm planning for Fantastique Publishing. And one of the things that I mentioned in there was the paranormal. Now, just to clarify, this is an art channel, and that will be the main focus. If I wanted to do a paranormal channel, I'd create a second channel. But I am very, very interested in the paranormal, and there will be content that will be related every so often. And this is going to be one of them. This is a video I was actually going to do later, but it's January. I spend a lot of time online in January because we're out of season and I'm stuck in the house because it's freezing. So yeah, things come up. So I think what I'm going to do is, within the paranormal playlist that's on here, I'll put in vlogs. When there's something that I want to say, I'll put in vlogs. And I want to give an introduction to my views on the paranormal and what I believe, what I don't believe, why I follow the debunking community. But this video has been sort of brought forward because I have been watching a lot of lives, a lot of videos this week, and there's a few things that, while I'm fresh in my head, I want to bring up. So this is what the purpose of this video is going to be. If you're not interested in the paranormal, got loads of videos about art, guys, you know, so go and have a look. But if you are interested in the paranormal, I want to just lay out my position as to how I feel about it, what my beliefs are, and the sort of thing that I'll probably end up doing vlogs for, like this one, over time. So in between recording the intro to this video and what you're hearing me say now, I've actually come to a decision. This particular video is going to be a quick introduction to explain me and why I'm doing this. And I think what I'll probably do is, I'll try and do it at least once a week, is I will do a weekly vlog on events from the paranormal community. Generally, this isn't debunk unless I see something. This isn't a debunk. This is me just reflecting on what I'm seeing as a viewer, as part of the community, and my thoughts on it in relation to both me as an analyst and also as somebody who's experienced the paranormal. And that's the first thing to address. I do believe in the paranormal. I don't blindly believe in the paranormal. I've had a fair few experiences myself, and I have always tried to logic out any experience that I've had. Sometimes I've managed it, sometimes I haven't. Over time I will put some of my experiences on the page with probably some illustrations to explain them. But I don't believe in the paranormal blindly. I always look for an explanation first, and this is basically where I stand on it. I think there's a lot of occurrences that happen in the paranormal that will eventually be explained. Science will catch up and explain them. I genuinely hope that it never explains everything, because I really believe we need some mystery in the world. I think it would be a very sad case if everything was explained in a way with logical reasoning. I do think that those stories are important, whether you believe them or not. I'm sure there's a lot of people who watch horror movies, read horror books and don't believe in the paranormal, but I mean, I have friends who love horror and don't believe in any of it, but they love the horror movies. We need that kind of escapism. So and I think if everything ends up being explained, you're at risk of losing some of that. Now, in terms of the channels for the debunking community, I've been following Mr. Gray for quite a while now. Then Beardo Gets Scared for about a year, followed by Purple and Side Eye Guy, Waka Wacky, and more recently, I think it was about August, Beardo shouted out some channels to recommend, which is how I found Crow Judas, whose fan art I've got on the channel, so you'll have seen that. Also Joe Vitale, Entity 7 Paranormal, who I will be mentioning in the first vlog tomorrow, and most recently Doof Doof Paranormal, the lovely Karen, who I will also be mentioning in tomorrow's vlog. The other two subjects that I want to address in the first news vlog tomorrow will be Kenny Biddle and also a documentary that I saw on the Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. So now the debunking community comes in for a lot of hate from the fans of those channels that are being debunked. But let's just make a clarification here. It's not simply about pointing at a channel and saying that is fake. It's about pointing at a channel that are faking their content but pretending that it's real. That's the major difference. And what that does, and most people are already subscribed now will know this, but for those in the future, what that does is it makes it extremely difficult for people who are genuinely going out and investigating properly and being taken seriously. But since I found Crow and everybody after that, I mean, I do love watching the debunking videos, but I feel as though I've expanded what I'm actually watching, and the way these videos are being debunked and these teams are being called out. So yes, tomorrow's first news vlog will be let's say Joe, Karen, also mentioning Kenny Biddle and the Ghosts of Carmel, Maine documentary. Also want to mention something that The Shape was talking about this week. So it has been a busy week it's always a busy week for the debunking community, but I just feel like this week things have come out that have been a little bit different, or the last few weeks, that I really like, and I want to talk about them in a little bit more detail. So I'm hoping to get the first news vlog up tomorrow, probably by the evening, depending on how long it is. But it is more of a look back as to what's happened, rather than me sort of analysing videos to debunk. If I analyse anything, it's more likely to be from a film analysis perspective and how it's telling the story, but I'll talk that a little bit more tomorrow, because it's one of the things I want to mention about Joe. So this is probably all clear as mud because I've just waffled on as usual, but it's an introduction as to why I'm doing this, what I believe in, and yeah, the way I want to approach it is to kind of do a reflection on everything that's happening. Okay, so hopefully see you tomorrow.